Hi everyone, in this video we're going to do a full day wear test and application and review for the new IT Cosmetics concealer. It is called the Bye Bye Dark Spots Corrector and Serum, and you can purchase it through multiple venues. I always put in the description box below where you can find it for the most affordable price, and if I have a coupon or anything that you can apply down in the description box below. So if you want to see how this performs and my thoughts on it, then stay tuned. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and following over on Instagram. Also, if you missed the last video, make sure you go check it out. I'll link it in the upper right hand corner for you to see. So you can purchase this at multiple places: Ulta, Sephora, Macy's, and of course through IT Cosmetics' own website. You get 0.22 fluid ounces or 6.7 milliliters. It costs $30. Let's go ahead and check out what the claims are to make sure that we're testing it properly. It looks like it is available in about 18 total shades. It is a vegan formulation. It is supposed to be hydrating, good for dark circles, anti-aging, and good for acne or blemishes. Described as a concealer and serum that provides instant medium coverage and clinically fades the look of dark spots and other skin texture concerns over time. It's supposed to give you a natural finish with a cream formulation. Now, how is it going to help anti-aging and your dark spots? Well, the ingredients or the formulation includes 2% niacinamide that does help or can help kind of even out the tone of the skin. Hyaluronic acid in the formula helps to give you that hydration and more of that plump look. And caffeine, I think that's mostly for the under eyes, maybe can help the kind of perkiness of the under eye area. The formulation is supposed to be lightweight, have buildable coverage, and improve skin concerns over time. And I also don't see any fragrance in the formula, which is fantastic. Truthfully speaking, I don't really see anything in the formulation that would be really potent enough to noticeably darken spots or pigmentation on the face. I think that's kind of an overreach. Technically, does it have ingredients that could do that? Sure, but I think there's probably not enough in there, and dabbing a concealer over a dark spot, I'm not sure is a vehicle that's going to be effective or concentrated enough to really give you those visible results. So I'm gonna, obviously testing it for today, gonna concentrate more on how well it works as a concealer as opposed to a dark spot fader. So in terms of how to use this, you take the doe foot applicator out, dab it onto the spots you want to conceal, and then you're supposed to use the kabuki brush at the end to stipple and blend. So let's go ahead back in time and see how this applies. So for mine, we have the shade Light Warm 23. And the kabuki end has the cap that you take off, and it's a twist. It's really hard to undo, but you're supposed to be able to twist these two parts. Wow, I almost gave up. I have a pretty strong grip, and it took me a long time to untwist this, so hopefully you don't have the same problem. Here's what the doe foot applicator looks like. It's slanted, kind of in a teardroppy shape. So of course I'm going to use this for my under eyes. I guess for my under eyes it could have gone a shade deeper, but I want to also use it on the face, so these blemishes that I have. And then you're supposed to be able to take the kabuki and kind of buff it out. I'm glad this isn't a twist up thing where the product goes through the brush, because that makes it pretty much impossible to clean the brush. I don't love this brush for under the eyes, so I'm gonna switch to tapping it in with my fingers. It's just a little too streaky for the under eye area, but I think it will work well for buffing out on the blemishes on the planes of the face. This color right now in the winter time, just turned springtime when my skin is at its palest, is a little too dark. I will admit that. I think it will be really a good match for when my skin is more tanned, when I'm getting more sunlight. Yeah, I do really like this really dense, packed kabuki for buffing it in to the skin. I know you can probably tell the color match isn't perfect right now, but it does blend really nicely. But for the under eye, I'm gonna keep it to finger taps, or you can use a makeup sponge. Okay, I think it looks nice. I might personally want something more hydrating underneath the eyes, or maybe I should say a little more liquidy. I think this is a nice formulation for blemishes on the face because it isn't too liquidy. It holds its shape, so to speak, which I tend to find I want and need in a concealer so that it stays on the spot. Even through blending, it stays on the spot that I'm trying to cover that's a blemish. Sometimes when it's too liquidy or hydrating, when it comes to the face, it just moves around and then it just moves right off of the area that you're trying to apply it on. So, I mean, not like full absolute coverage, but definitely dyes down those spots nicely. Here we are zoomed out a little bit. All right, and there is the completed makeup look. I just put a very light layer of powder foundation on, and again, I like that the concealer kind of maintained its spot, didn't just swipe off, so that you can build coverage on coverage. And yeah, we'll go throughout the day, and I'll see at the end of the day how I feel like it holds up in terms of staying in place, maintaining coverage, if it fades, and then I will let you know kind of how it performs over time on the under eyes. That's particularly the place that you can see kind of more obvious problems that develop, just because the under eye, at least for my age, is an area that gets crepey, gets dry, emphasizes fine lines, things like that. So I'll check back in with you after a full day. All right, we are here at the end of a full day's wear, and I am happy with the results. I did wear a mask repeatedly throughout the day, so on my nose, inevitably that means that things transfer in on the edges of my cheeks. So I'm not going to be super critical of the long-lasting nature of the concealer on those areas, just because there's something physically kind of rubbing up against and lifting off the product in those areas. But in the under eye area, you know, there's a little bit of creping, but nothing that you would really notice until you really were scrutinizing and looking at it up close. And then what I'm paying especially close attention to is these two blemishes that I had here, kind of near the eyebrows and on the forehead. And it has really held up well in those two areas, a little less so on this one, but you know, in areas that aren't physically disturbed by things like a mask, it does hold up well. Do I necessarily think it's worth it and necessary to spend $30 on this concealer? No, but you know, if you're a fan of IT Cosmetics, you want potentially skin benefiting ingredients in the concealer and something that has good lasting power without looking, you know, cakey or obvious, then I think this is a good choice. So those are my thoughts on the new Serum concealer by IT Cosmetics. Please let me know if you have any questions or thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.